Once, in a quaint little town nestled deep within the woods, there stood an old, dilapidated mansion known as Hollowbrook Manor. The locals whispered stories of the house being cursed, claiming it was home to malevolent spirits. However, those were just tales passed down through generations, brushed aside as mere superstitions. One chilly autumn evening, a young musician named Amelia found herself in Hollowbrook. She had been seeking solitude and inspiration for her next composition, a haunting melody she couldn't quite grasp. The mansion's eerie reputation intrigued her, and she decided to spend the night within its ominous walls. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the mansion, Amelia made her way inside. The creaking floors and howling wind created a symphony of their own, setting the perfect atmosphere for her musical endeavor. Amelia had brought her violin, a precious family heirloom. She sat in the grand foyer, her trembling fingers caressing the strings. A flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the walls as she began to play. A melancholic tune emerged, resonating through the hollow corridors. As she played, an unnatural chill filled the room, and Amelia's heart raced. She tried to stop, but her hands continued to dance on the strings as if controlled by an invisible force. The melody grew darker and more sinister, echoing through the mansion. Amelia was trapped in a sinister waltz, unable to break free. Suddenly, the room came to life with spectral apparitions. Ghostly figures swirled around her, their faces contorted in agony. They danced in tune with Amelia's music, their ethereal bodies flickering in and out of existence. Amelia could feel their sorrow, their longing, and their torment as they danced. Desperate to escape, she played faster, hoping to finish the haunting melody. The spirit's agony intensified, and the room grew colder, suffocating her. She could hear their mournful cries, and her own screams merged with their ghostly voices. In a final, frenzied crescendo, Amelia played the last notes, and the spirits vanished into thin air. The mansion fell silent once more, as if it had been asleep for centuries. Amelia was left trembling, her violin resting on her lap. She realized that the haunting melody she sought had come to life, but at a terrible cost. She had been a conduit for the tormented souls trapped within Hollowbrook Manor, and now she carried their pain within her. Haunted by the experience, Amelia fled the mansion, never to return. She would continue to compose haunting melodies, but she would forever be haunted by the night she played the melody that set the spirits of Hollowbrook free. Hollowbrook Manor remained standing, its dark secrets hidden within, waiting for the next unwitting soul to discover the chilling power of its haunting melody. In a secluded corner of the countryside, nestled within a dense forest, there stood an old, decrepit mansion known as Hollow House. Its ominous silhouette loomed over the landscape, casting long shadows that seemed to reach out and grasp anyone who dared to approach. The locals spoke of Hollow House in hushed tones, claiming it was cursed and that no one who had ever entered its rotting doors had returned. The stories were filled with chilling accounts of ghostly apparitions, disembodied whispers, and strange, otherworldly occurrences. One chilly autumn evening, a group of curious teenagers, led by the fearless Sarah, decided to debunk the legends surrounding Hollow House. Armed with flashlights and a camera, they approached the forsaken mansion, its creaking front gate a foreboding welcome. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of decay, and the walls were adorned with faded wallpaper that seemed to tremble with a life of its own. The floorboards groaned with every step, and the once grand chandelier swayed eerily from side to side. As they ventured further into the house, the group's laughter and bravado gave way to uneasy silence. Sarah led them to a room filled with antique furniture, covered in dusty white sheets. She pulled one off, revealing an ornate mirror, the glass darkened with age. Sarah, fascinated by her own reflection, approached the mirror, her friends watching in nervous anticipation. Suddenly, the room grew icy cold, and Sarah's reflection seemed to twist and contort in the mirror. She screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the oppressive silence. The others tried to rush to her aid, but an unseen force held them back. Sarah's eyes turned hollow, and she began whispering strange, incomprehensible words. The group finally broke free of the invisible restraint and fled from the room, leaving Sarah behind. They raced through the darkened hallways, pursued by an unearthly presence. The once locked doors swung open, and the portraits on the walls came to life, their eyes following the intruders. As the terrified teenagers reached the front door, it slammed shut with a deafening bang, trapping them inside. The walls of Hollow House seemed to close in on them, and the malevolent spirits of the mansion drew ever closer, their ghostly forms taking shape in the dim light. One by one, the teens were ensnared by the vengeful souls that called Hollow House their eternal prison. Their screams echoed through the mansion, blending with the anguished cries of those who had come before them. The legends of Hollow House were, in the end, tragically true. Its cursed walls held the souls of those who had met their end within, and anyone who dared to enter its forsaken domain would be added to the ever-growing chorus of the damned. Hollow House would remain a dark and haunting mystery for those who lived nearby, a place where the living were forever entwined with the tormented dead, a chilling tale that would be whispered from generation to generation as a warning to those who sought to defy the supernatural forces that lurked in the shadows of the world. Subscribing to our channel not only keeps you updated with our latest content, but also shows your support for our work. Liking our videos, leaving thoughtful comments, and sharing them with your friends helps us grow and reach a wider audience. Your engagement means the world to us and fuels our passion to create even more exciting and informative content for you.